Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Zymax, and I'm your chief show attendant. On behalf of the two hosts and the rest of the crew, welcome aboard Weird Wednesday Flight number 13, non-stop, from your current location to parts unknown. Our flight will be at about 2 hours, and we'll be flying at the speed of sound. At this time, make sure your seat backs and tray tables are in their full upright position, and that your seat belt is currently fastened. Enjoy the ride.
Well, hello, welcome to Weird Wednesday. How's it going, everybody? What's up, Jamie?
Hey.
How's everybody been doing this week so far? It's been kind of a hectic week for me, but hey, what week isn't, right?
Exactly. Okay, I'm situated now.
I'm trying to get there. Yeah, 6 a.m. comes early. Ugh. Whoa. I'm hearing myself on my phone.
Okay, now I'm for real.
You good for real?
For real.
I don't know if I am, but hey, I'm just going to go with it. I'm going with the flow.
Except I'm having problems with YouTube.
Yep. I was trying to, there we go. Now it's working.
And yes, I'm mouth breathing again tonight. I don't know why. 20 minutes right before we get on, I stuff up again. I'm not sick. Don't know what's wrong.
Yep. It's breathing those ghost vapors.
Ghost vapes.
Spirit vapes.
Spirit vapes, man.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you earlier, but might as well tell you now. When I was talking to you the other day, I was like, yeah, I've had a headache all day. I was all in a shitty mood because I had a headache for like 3 days.
Yeah.
I had this necklace that, the shell necklace that gave me like 2-3 years ago now. And I usually always wear it, never take it off. And I've taken it off a couple of times because I've had to replace the cord on it, and I replaced the little ring on it. And anyways, I had it off to replace the ring again. And I had been wearing my Saharan desert glass that I had to fix as well. And what else? Oh, I had a piece of moldavite. And I don't know if it was the mold. I I wrapped my piece of Moldavite and I started wearing that. I had those two on, and for 3 days I had a headache, and I was like taking everything, nothing was helping. And the other day I was just like, damn it! I took those off, and I put this back on. Went to bed, woke up, didn't have a headache.
Nice.
So the power of the Jamie Shell
The
necklace.
vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Song caught a vibe.
Yep. I had to replace. You sent me these little garnets, because one of them had came off finally, and I like when I say I never take it off, I mean that I never took it off, and yeah, I've had to fix. Like I say, I've replaced the cord a couple of times, but it's been well worn and traveled.
I know. I couldn't believe you shower in it and everything. That was like holding up.
Yep. Yeah, you originally had it was on like that braided hemp cord.
Yeah.
It never broke, but it was getting really thin in spots, and I was like, man, this shit's gonna break and I'm gonna lose it. So I'm gonna replace the cord on it, because I'd be freaking out if I lost it.
It's the St. Augustine Lighthouse.
Yeah.
Because when I seen it, I thought if it was wet, it looks just like the black stripes of the lighthouse with the little door.
Yep.
Let's see.
Oh boy. I'm already.
What we got going on.
Yeah.
Oh. I have a story about some camels.
Yeah, you might want to go first because my first picture is not here. See, that's what, I have it all planned out. Yeah, I'm good to go. No, I'm not really good to go.
Plus, I figured I might have more than you, so that way it would like even out more.
Yep.
Or space it right. So, more than 40 camels disqualified from Saudi contest over Botox enhancements.
Say what?
Organizers of a beauty contest for camels in Saudi Arabia said 43 animals have been disqualified for receiving Botox treatments, facelifts, and other cosmetic procedures. Officials with the month-long Camel Festival in the desert said examinations of the camels entered in the beauty contest revealed 43 of the animals had received Botox injections, facelift procedures, hormone injections, and other banned enhancements. The contest, which carries a prize of 66 million, I wonder what that is in Saudi Arabia money, for the winning animal's breeder, features judges rating the camels based on the shape of their heads, necks, and humps, as well as the camel's dress and posture. Officials said, like, that's a mighty nice hump on that camel. Officials said advanced technology was used to screen the camels for artificial enhancements. They don't mess around. 43 of the camels were disqualified due to the findings. They said it was the highest number of DQs in the contest's history.
Dang.
Maha.
What do they do the Botox for, to enhance their humps?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't know that animals took Botox. I gotta look closer at a camel's face now.
Yeah, I saw the article earlier.
Like, so the lips aren't all wrinkly. Let's see. Camel face. I need some Vicks. Okay. See, I don't see what would be saggy on a camel's face.
His toe?
Possibly.
It's
He
camel.
he could have a wrinkled toe. He I don't see what it would do unless like they're trying to poof out the cheeks, maybe make it more subtle, but they all look kind of the same. It's got to be the humps.
The humps. Lovely camel humps.
Look at that face. I'm gonna grab some Vicks right quick.
Vicks to the rescue. Okay, I don't know why my pictures have disappeared, but
15 seconds.
a new one here. And as many, you know, I started watching the Royal says, have I been to the lighthouse? Yeah, many times. Love that place. Yeah, I started watching the Beatles documentary. Have you guys seen that? It's in 3 parts, and it's extremely. The first 2 parts are like 2.5 hours. So yeah, if you commit to it, it's a long watch, but it's good. But yeah, today marks the day that John Lennon got killed. So this isn't like, you know, why is my stuff not working? What in the hell is going on? I got ghosts in the machine. Let's try it again. One more time. Good grief.
Good grief.
Good gravy, miss. Whatever. Okay. Now let's try it again. John Lennon shot dead, New York, December 8th, 1980. So, ooh, that's, you know, time flies, I guess. But yeah, I started watching the Beatles documentary, Let It Be, and it's pretty good show. And you know, been listening to the music and stuff a lot. And you know, and then today popped up, and I'm like, oh man, today's the day they. I guess you could call it anniversary. I don't know if it's really an anniversary, but it's the day he got shot outside of his hotel. And I pulled up a couple of articles on it, but I kind of shortened them up just to get the basics because a lot of people forgot or maybe didn't even know actually how he got killed. But on the evening of December 8th, 1980, English musician John Lennon, formerly of the Beatles, was shot and fatally wounded in the archway of the Dakota, his residence in New York City. His killer was Mark David Chapman, an American Beatles fan who was incensed on Lennon's lavish lifestyle and 1966 comment that the Beatles were more popular than Jesus. Chapman said he was inspired by the fictional character Holden Caulfield from J.D. Salinger's novel The Catcher in the Rye, a phony killer who despises hypocrisy. Chapman planned the killing over several months, waited for Lennon at the Dakota on the morning of the 8th of December. Early in the evening, Chapman met Lennon, who signed his copy of the album Double Fantasy and subsequently left for a recording session at the record plant. Later that night, Lennon and his wife, Yoko Ono, returned to the Dakota. As Lennon and Ono approached the entrance of the building, Chapman fired 5 hollow point bullets from a .38 special revolver, 4 of which hit Lennon in the back. Chapman remained at the scene, reading Catcher in the Rye, until the police arrived and arrested him. Lennon was rushed to Roosevelt Hospital in a police car where he was pronounced dead on the arrival. A worldwide outpouring of grief ensued. Crowds gathered at the Roosevelt Hospital in front of the Dakota, and at least 3 Beatles fans were known to have killed themselves that evening. That's a hardcore fan right there. I like the Beatles, but damn. The next day, Lennon was cremated at Fincliffe Cemetery in Hartsdale, New York, in lieu of a funeral. Ono requested 10 minutes of silence around the world. Chapman pleaded guilty to murdering Lennon and was given a sentence of 20 years to life imprisonment. He has been since denied parole several times on the grounds of concerns about the welfare of the wider community as well as his own safety. So he remains in jail. They ought to just shot his ass too, in my opinion. But hey, it's just my opinion, right? But yeah, if you've watched that documentary at all, am I saying that word right? I don't know, it's a weird word. Documentary. And yeah, he was quite the clown. My one drummer friend in my band, he started watching it the other night and he texted me and he's like, Ringo Starr has to be the most patient person in the world. I'm like, yeah, you can see the look on his face several times, when they're in the studio. And Lennon was quite the clown, and he would even get Paul McCartney in on it, and they'd be like just goofing off, singing and with Russian accents or something, changing, trying to make the words to the song. They were writing the song. It's pretty cool to see how they actually wrote the songs in real time. But yeah, they'd show Ringo and he'd just be sitting over at the drum set, like just the deadpan look on his face, like he wanted to go ahead and kill them both. But
all right. So there was a man cited for driving a motorized cooler without a license. Rob said he's used to sell these or seen these.
I used to sell them at the store I worked at.
Police in Australia said a man was cited for driving without a license, and officers confiscated his unusual vehicle, a motorized cooler. The Swan Hill Police Services said officers stopped a 25-year-old man who was spotted driving a motorized cooler on a sidewalk in Victoria. A photo posted to Facebook by police shows a blue cooler on a metal platform with 4 wheels, an engine, and handlebars arranged to indicate the cooler serves as the small vehicle seat. Police also shared a photo of the motorized cooler loaded onto the back of a large tow truck.
They're pretty small. I don't know why they'd need a large tow truck.
I mean, couldn't they just throw it in the back of a pickup truck?
Yeah.
Officers said the cooler was impounded for 30 days and the man was cited for driving without a license. The Facebook post said the cooler is considered a vehicle due to the size, engine capacity, and must comply with legislative requirements and road rules. So they really towed it with the tow truck and impounded it.
That sounds like another good way to make money. Yeah, we need a tow truck for this.
I mean, really, like the guys at the dock would just throw them out the back of their truck.
Yeah.
And drive it to the fishing hole, to the fishing pier.
Yeah, we used to sell these in the store I worked in, and
I want to ride one.
Yeah, they're pretty fun. I was telling Jamie earlier, we had electric ones. We had one gas powered model, but yeah, most of them were electric. But even being electric, they would haul ass, even with my fat ass on them. We used to have,
like, how fast is fast?
Fast enough to where when you fell off, it wasn't comfortable.
some road rash.
Oh yeah, yeah. We used to have jackass style cooler races in the parking lot. And yeah, every once in a while somebody would take a turn a little too sharp and take a spill and get a little concrete road rash. Yeah.
Would you leave the coolers empty so they were lighter?
Oh yeah, yeah. We had several that, were like the shop, like demo coolers. And yeah, we would.
You're all souping them up.
Yep.
This one has a quad carburetor.
Yep. Yeah, they were fun. We sold quite a few of them too. You know, when we first got them in, I was like, man, ain't nobody gonna buy a damn motorized cooler. And then I actually got on one, and I was like, wow, this thing's kind of cool. Yeah, we sold the crap out of those things, and they weren't cheap either. But yeah, none of us got a ticket or a DUI or anything on them. But you know, they did arrest, who was it, George Jones, the possum, for driving his lawnmower up to get some more alcohol. They gave him a DUI and arrested him on his ride to lawnmower. He was arguing with him too. I'm not drunk. Yeah, George, you're shit-faced drunk. Yep. Didn't have a license. So he's like, I'll ride the lawnmower. Nope. Here's another list to the DUI. Old George, man. Couldn't catch a break. So where am I going next? Oh, this is a weird one. I got a little video for this. You might have seen this one in the news. It's been making its way around. Pilot films mystery lights over South China Sea. And at first you look at it, you know, and it's just like, looks like a picture, but there are these lights, these rows of lights right here. What in the hell is it? And I do have a little video goes along with this one, but it just says a pilot flying over the Pacific has captured footage of several sets of lights moving in formation throughout the clouds. The footage, which can be viewed below, which I'll show in a minute, shows what appear to be 3 distinct groups of lights, 12 in total, moving together in the same direction, with some briefly disappearing and reappearing as they move through the clouds. The clip was reportedly filmed over the South China Sea. However, few additional details have emerged. The pilot and presumably co-pilot can also be heard discussing the spectacle. I don't know what that is, one of them remarks. That's some weird shit, the other one replies. Radio chatter can also briefly be heard in the background. Currently remains unclear exactly what the lights actually are. Some have speculated they could be sets of flares fired up from a ship and caught by the wind, while others maintain they are physical aircraft of some kind of flying in formation. Whatever the case, it's certainly an interesting piece of footage. And let's show that beautiful UFO footage here. It is pretty strange looking. Whoa, opens up in full screen. Don't want that. Yeah, there's got to be an easier way to do this. South China Seas. So it's on a YouTube.
I don't know what that is. That is some weird shit.
Vagina 2735, Ho Chi Minh 120.17, good day. Ho Chi Minh 120.17, good day, Vagina 2735.
That's something fun.
Pretty strange looking. I don't think it's flares. You know, they stay too. I think it was flares. They would be like, you know, they wouldn't be in formation. Flares just don't like stay in formation like that. I don't think it's drones because they're out in the middle of the Pacific, you know. So who knows what it is? Pretty weird. Just like these rows of lights. You don't see anything else. You don't see a craft or anything unless these lights are the craft. Who knows? Like they say, makes for some interesting footage though.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I've got a
I'm
couple
so
friends.
upset.
What's that?
Say I'm so upset how stuffed up I just got. You got a couple friends that
I got a couple of friends. Look what I can do. Look what I can do. I got a couple of friends that live over in Australia, and they're oh, my one friend is like, oh yeah, it's all, everything's cool, man. And then I talk to his friends here, and they're like, yeah, he's fucking shitting.
it's horrible.
Yeah. My other friends are like, no, dude, it's not good what's happening.
You seen one of the stories I'm doing, or the dude just straight climbed out the window.
Yeah.
In New Hampshire, a woman allegedly kept her mother's corpse for months. I think she was collecting Social Security, which is another thing I've been seeing a lot of lately. New Hampshire or Hampshire? How do you say that?
New Hampshire.
Woman allegedly kept her mother's corpse hidden in her home for nearly 6 months as Social Security checks continued to be deposited in the dead woman's bank account.
That's one way to keep them coming.
Kimberly Hellner, 54, was arrested November 18 and charged with abuse of a corpse. Police first responded to Heller's home on October 24th after her family requested a welfare check for her mother, whom they had not seen for several months. However, no one was home at the time. When officers returned the next day, police said Heller refused to let them inside. Police returned with a search warrant and discovered her mother's dead body. An autopsy later determined that the Heller's mother had died of natural causes just days before Memorial Day in May, police said. Investigators also learned that during the nearly 6 months that Heller hid her mother's corpse, her mother's Social Security payments were still being deposited into the bank. Police said that they alerted the Federal Social Security Administration office, and they're coordinating with the agency's investigation. Heller was expected to be arraigned on January 6th. So, okay, money or decomping mother.
Yeah.
Money, decomping mother. However much her Social Security is, oh my gosh, what did she think she was going to do?
Yeah.
How long did she think she was going to go and keep collecting? When would she decide, okay, I don't want to collect any more money now? Hey, my mom just dropped.
Yeah.
No, that woman's been dead for a year now.
Yeah.
Like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah. I mean, my mom, passed away right here, and she got Social Security, and I mean, that ended like right away, and I I can happily say I never thought about keeping my mom like propped in the corner just to keep her checks coming. That thought never crossed my mind whatsoever.
I wonder if, because, who does think of something like that? So I wonder if the lady already thought, oh, she's getting older. When she dies, I'm just going to let her stay in the house. I'm going to keep getting her money. Or was that a spur of the moment thing? Like, what did she think? Like my mother just passed away, and you're thinking about money.
Yeah, I know. I mean, yeah, that was the last thing on my mind,
So there's a lot to that makes me like question.
Yeah. Some people are just crazy, man. There's just no other explanation. People
I mean, did they just get a check that day that they're talking about? So it was on her mind, and then after her mom passed that day, and she's like, Oh yeah, I should keep things. Like I just don't understand the way people's brains work.
Oh, I'm keeping mama's checks coming.
And
Oh,
I'm
that's
just gonna like
fine.
keep letting her decomp in the house.
Mama ain't gonna eat dinner, so this week's gonna be cheap to keep her now. Yeah, you can imagine the smell in that house.
That's what I'm
Like,
saying. Like they
everybody
should have.
from a block down would have known.
Yeah, like with the first time the cops came, flies on the window.
Yeah, I get being poor. I get, I totally get it. I've been broke, like not even knowing what I'm going to eat for dinner the next week or two.
But that would still be out of the question.
Yeah, I still wouldn't keep my mom's dead body in the house for 6 months just to get her Social Security check.
Dude,
I would have thought of some other scam to get it. Oh no, she's on vacation. Well, the records show that she was buried 6 months ago. No, that's somebody else's mom. I don't know. I know that Social Security stuff will catch up to you because when I was a teenager, my dad died when I was 4, and my mom would get, Social Security checks from him until I turned 18.
uh-huh.
And I don't know, when I was like, 15, 16, I guess. 16, I think I was when I started driving and all. My mom would, she would get the check and she just would give it to me basically. And, those checks kept coming. And when I turned 18, I got, 2 or 3 more months of checks, and then they figured out that I was 18 and they stopped them. And I just figured, okay, it's over. Not getting any more checks.
Yeah.
And it was a few years back. It was probably 4 or 5 years ago. I get a call from Social Security and they're saying that I owed them, I don't know, it was like $2,500 or something for
Like an overpayment.
overpayment. Yeah. And I'm like, what the hell are you? I thought it was a scam. I was giving the lady a bunch of crap on the phone, because I you get those calls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you owe the Internal Revenue and you can pay us with gift.
And you owe me a blowjob.
Yeah. So I was giving her a bunch of shit back, and she was like getting all mad at me. And I hung up on her a few times. She called back and I hung up on her, and I called the Social Security company just to check. And they're like,
good for you.
It's real. You owe this money. I'm like, for what? And they're like, well, in 1980 or what, whenever it was, you were overpaid because you had turned 18. And it was like 30 something years later. And they caught up.
She said that's my mom's fault. And
that's what I said.
Take it up with her.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, that's what they said. And they're like, well, no, it's
because then you're an adult.
Yep. So I had to pay him back for like 35 years ago. It was ridiculous. I was like, is this real? I couldn't believe it. 30 something years. I'm like, damn, y'all keep good records. Yes, we do. Like, why'd you wait?
When they want to.
Yeah. It's like, why'd you wait so long? Why didn't you hit me up for this 30 years ago? Weird.
Damn.
But yeah, I looked it up and on the interwebs, and yeah, a bunch of people were freaking out because the Social Security was hitting them up for these overpayments. I guess they, whatever, they were just like running low on money, so they started rounding up all these overpayments from years and years past.
What year was that?
When they hit me up for it?
That
was like, I don't know, 5 years ago, something like that.
No shit.
4 years ago, yeah.
Bastards.
Yeah.
Yet they're sending money out to jail. People in jail who put down their names, poopy drawers, things like that.
Yeah.
Getting unemployment money and and stimulus checks, all this stuff to people in jail. They didn't have to put a real name. Poopy drawers, that was the word.
Yep.
They sent the money. They just sent money to whoever. But yet they're going to penalize you from 35 years ago.
Yep. Yeah, it was
But Poopy Drawers doesn't have to pay nothing back.
Jonathan got that money. I don't know. It's a weird world we live in, and it's getting weirder.
Backwards.
It's getting weirder.
It's
Especially
fucking backwards.
They're making insanely lifelike robots that have human-like expressions.
Oh,
I got a video on this, and it is a bit creepy.
they're going to be doing the news. Did you see that broad they had up there?
Mm-hmm.
Doing the weather. You can't tell if she was in it like a Sims avatar, like an avatar or a human being.
Yeah.
She was AI.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's weird when they got it down to where you're looking at it and you're like, is that a real person?
I don't like it.
I know. I look at Mark Zuckerberg every time and I'm like, that dude looks like a robot. He looks like
Well, I think he is. He already is.
That guy human? Especially,
No.
when Halloween came around and he said his costume, he was gonna dress as a human. I'm like,
Yeah, and he did.
He's telling the truth right here. He's letting it out of the bag.
This
right?
is me and my family are going as humans.
Yeah. Well, British robotics company Engineered Arts has revealed what could be the world's most realistic human-like robot. I got a little video of this too. At first glance, this deeply impressive robot looks like something that's been produced using computer graphics for a science fiction movie or TV show. In actual fact, however, it is a real-life robot. That's just weird, even saying that, real-life robot. Remember that. A moving functional device capable of the most impressive display of lifelike human facial expressions and emotions we've ever seen. Known as a mecha, the robot has fully articulated head and neck, as well as multiple articulations in its face to enable a wide range of subtle expressions. When you see the video, they're not subtle expressions. It's pretty freaking creepy expressions. A video showcasing the robot's abilities, which can be viewed, has already racked up 1.5 million views in just a few days, and it's been featured by numerous news outlets across the globe. First look at a mecha, most advanced humanoid robot from Engineered Arts, designed as a platform for AI and human-robot interaction, HRI. They got abbreviations for that now. A mecha is not currently able to walk. However, the company has been looking into the possibility. If the robot is anything to go by, the idea of future living alongside intelligent, lifelike robots might not actually be as quite far-fetched as it seems. A mecha is due to make its debut public appearance at CES 2022 in January of next year.
No.
Mm-hmm. It's happening.
No.
It is.
Nope.
And let's see here. Yeah, the videos. It's kind of creepy.
I don't want this.
I mean, like Jason says, that sci-fi part of me is cool, but there's just so much that can go wrong. That's what scares the crap out of me, is that so much that can go
I already think that they're trying to turn us in, taking away our individual qualities, hiding our faces, teaching our children that mutable qualities are important, such as sex, race, political party stance, things like that, things that don't make a difference. And people are getting body dysmorphia because the filters are actually having surgery to look like Snapchat avatars, things like that. I'm seeing people like merging into, wanting to look like the avatars, hiding behind the avatars.
Yeah.
Pretty soon, like, everybody's going to be communicating like behind avatars. Like, there will be a human behind it, but it's all avatars. Like when we play Sims, like when we play all these games.
Yeah.
How you're your avatar and there's a person behind it, but it's scary.
Yeah. Look how this thing moves and all, and its expressions, and the very end one is really creepy. Oh. I have hands. What can I kill with these? It's like, oh, come closer, my friend. Come closer so I can get my hands around your neck. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's just there's that part of my sci-fi head that's like, oh, it's really cool. And then the other half of the brain is going, no, dude, that's way creepy. There's like warning flags shooting up everywhere.
Hell to the no, no, no.
Yeah, I mean, nothing, they're not kidding when they say has lifelike facial impressions, it features whatever. I mean, you start like, it's all gray, which is, takes that human part out of it. But I mean, they could do anything with skin color and all that on them. I wonder if.
What did I say, Rob? We're all going to be me. We're going to be like
Yep.
in our silver suits with bald heads.
Yep. All be the same. I wonder when, the robots start, becoming more of a daily thing. I wonder if they're going to go through the same thing that humans go through, with like, are they all going to be the same color? Are they all going to be the same? Or is there going to be black robots and white robots and Asian robots and Filipino robots? And are they all going to be different?
No, I think because they want everything to pretty much be like uniform and cookie cutter, like Stepford wifey. They don't want individuals. They want armies of.
Yeah, could you imagine like seeing an army of those things? That would be like deathly frightening.
Well, that's the next thing. We're not going to need to have soldiers. I mean, we're turning. Oh, Jesus, I don't like it.
I can see that vision of using robots for soldiers, to go in and fight and stuff. But then there's the other part of me that's like, why are we fighting? It's like we're all on the same freaking rock. People need, that's why
Willpower,
that's
territory, money, same reasons.
Same stupid ass reasons that humans have been fighting with each other for eons.
Yeah, and then if we're going to war anyways, instead of sending our real, humans to die.
Yeah, but
send the robots.
And like it almost becomes a game of chess. Then it's like, we've got our robots, they've got their robots. We're going to send them in to fight. It's like we're playing war games. It's like, is it going to accomplish anything? I don't know. It's just weird. Like, that took our jobs. You go in the grocery store, you go in Walmart, anywhere like that now, and it's all self-checkout. A lot of places are all self-checkout. And
I go through not at Walmart, grocery stores, just because it's faster.
Yeah.
But I don't get like at least my 10-cent bag paid for.
Yeah. It's just weird, like in Walmart, I was in there a while back, and I'm going down one aisle, and this the floor sweeper robot is, turns the corner, is coming down the aisle at me, and I'm like, well, this is weird,
A floor sweeper robot.
Yeah, they have floor sweeper robots. They're like giant Roombas that just cruise around the Walmart, and
I haven't seen one yet.
Yeah, they clean and like shine the floor and stuff. And it's coming down the aisle at me, and I'm thinking, well, this is weird. It's kind of awkward. And it like came right up to me. I'm like, what's going to happen if I just stand here? And it came right up to me and stopped. And then it was like, beep, beep, beep.
No.
Like, get out of the way. And I'm like, okay, this is just bizarre now.
That's messed up. What if you're looking at the peanut butter? It needs to frickin' get the other direction.
Yeah, I figured it would like come, and like turn around or go around.
Yeah, like bump
Came
into
up
it.
to me, and it didn't bump me, it didn't touch me, but
So it didn't physically touch your foot.
it just came up and stopped, like 3 feet in front of me and was like beep beep beep, like telling me to move. I'm like, damn.
I don't want to kick it.
Taking orders from a floor sweeping robot.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, the scary ones too are the dogs, like in Dubai or some
Yeah.
out there somewhere. This guy was doing videos. I put it in paranormal soup chat. And the dogs just like fold up ladders, out there with the scopes on their face, and they're like the police dogs, like security dogs.
Yeah.
That shit's creepy.
It is.
I don't like it. I used to try to time my lifespan thinking like, well, you know why I always was afraid of 2020. I never wanted 2020 to happen. And then as far as what I knew was going to be after that, I would try to time my body life like, okay, so how long am I going to be alive to see this and this and that happen? By the time we got to where we're at now, I was hoping I would be further on than I am.
Yeah.
Like I'm still 15 years too far back. Like unfortunately, I'm going to see things I didn't want to have to live and see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I sometimes have these flashbacks of like riding my bike, like well before I was driving a car or anything, being a kid riding my bike and thinking about the future, and like it's so far away, Will it ever be? What's it going to be like? The year 2000. No, that seems like a fantasy. And now it's like going on 2 years past that. Doesn't seem like a fantasy anymore.
No, like remember when like the Jetsons was so crazy?
Yeah.
And like we're down to what? Okay, food and a pill, how they just put it in the machine, it comes out. I did see something recently where it's kind of similar to it's like a dehydrated food or something though.
Yeah.
So it's not quite what they're doing, but it was pretty close. So I say we pretty much have the Jetsons, and like the book 1984, eventually we're going to be living off the ground anyways.
Yeah.
Because all the businesses and things are getting smashed up right now. But yeah, we are definitely in the Jetsons age.
I'm like, George, Jane, get me off this crazy thing. Yeah. Yeah, have a good one, Margie. Yeah, I just never thought I would see the day, but the day has arrived.
And very true, Papa Krampus, about the individualism. So I'm going to skip the one about the Australia man. But I think it's really messed up that what's going on in Australia, to the fact that this guy he was quarantined, mandatory quarantined by a hotel. He was scaling down a rope made of tied together bed sheets from a fourth floor window. They had arrested him for it. He was trying to go from like one province to the other, something like that. And from people I know that live out there, it's like a pain in the ass. You have to basically, if you want to go to one end, like you have to quarantine at each like spot. And they have all these check spots. You have to travel with your paperwork and everything.
Yeah, it's getting.
So he climbed out the window, and they arrested him, charged him with failing to comply. And then they said that the policy has brought like a series of other escapes, like a woman climbed across some balconies and some people kicked in the doors and all that. But yeah.
Let down your golden locks.
So I'm not really going to read that one. This one was interesting though. The party's over for a Hawaiian stream that smells like beer and it boasts a 1.2 alcohol level or ABV. Alcohol by volume.
Mm-hmm.
Sad news for local teens in Oahu, Hawaii today. And this is from a couple weeks ago. I had it unfold. A stream in YPO that was noticed because it stinks like beer has been discovered to have a 1.2% alcohol by volume percentage, and the storm pipe responsible for boozing up the water has been shut off. The party stream was investigated last week and detailed in an article from Hawaii News Now. It was first noticed by Carol Cox, an environmental activist who informed the state's Department of Health about the water after coming upon a creek and describing its smell as something like a beer pub that hadn't opened its doors for 3 or 4 days. Turns out that scent was due to a storm pipe whose runoff was contaminating the stream from its origin point at a Paradise Beverages liquor and beer warehouse on the other side of a nearby highway. After testing a sample from the stream, Hawaii News Now reported that as much as 1.2% of the water was alcohol and about 0.04% of its content was made up of sugar. What it tasted like, unfortunately, is still anyone's guess. Oh, people know.
Yeah.
Paradise Beverages stated that it wasn't aware of the spill, but it's now working with the public officials to investigate how its precious alcohol ended up being made freely available to all. The pipe is apparently closed up now, meaning the party stream is already winding its operations down. This is good news for the environment, of course, but a real tragedy for the local teenagers who have been able to enjoy slurping up handfuls of free beer water and the wildlife who had found a brief refuge from the demands of their lives by finding a surprisingly relaxing new watering hole.
Weird. It's like we're gonna go hang out at the beer ripper. Now, what can I bring?
Yes, go
You don't
down
need
to
to bring
the
beer.
beer pond.
Bring some pretzels.
BYO.
Yeah, we got all the alcohol you can drink.
You're just like sitting in there like you know those little swimming pools like that you just swim in and you just keep swimming?
Yep.
So you're just sitting there like that probably sounds weird.
Yeah, you know. I don't know. Strange. Where's it coming from? I don't know. Yeah, like Papa Krampus says, going back to Australia. What I'd like to know is how did the Australians surrender their freedom without a fight? Exactly. We know how it started. All right, gun confiscation. Yeah, my one friend in Australia, like I said earlier,
Still the picture.
He's kind of, everything's good. Everything's, love and peace. Yeah, we don't have guns and we don't have, now, a couple of years later, they're starting to, reap the repercussions of things.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but that's how it starts is, chipping away at people's rights and stuff. And
then the jackasses that just hand him back on a silver platter, like, here, take mine.
Yeah. If they could, just vaporize all weapons, that meaning all weapons, guns and everything, sure, life might be better, but
this is a weapon.
Yeah, I mean, you take away guns. Where was it? Just a couple of weeks back, the dude, I forget.
In the car?
Well, you got the guy in the car, that's a weapon, smashed into a bunch of people at a parade or whatever. And then a while back, you had the guy shooting people with a bow and arrow.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you had another one in Australia somewhere where a guy just, started stabbing people.
Kid
People,
brought butter knives to school.
yeah, I mean, people are gonna do crazy shit, whether guns are legal or not.
Yeah. Where
And-
there's a will, there's a way.
Exactly.
Look at medieval torture devices and stuff.
Exactly. I mean, it's been going on for eons.
Dude, I'd take a ball and a chain and a bowling ball with spikes. Just
Yeah. I mean, crazy is going to continue to happen. Whether
the crazy ain't going away.
The crazy ain't going away. You know, I sometimes I think, is the crazy getting worse? You know, but I think it's just we hear about it more now because, the global internet, you hear about everything. So I'm like, is it getting worse, or are we just hearing about it? Because I mean, it's been.
I think we're hearing about it because when you go back to like ID channel and you go back through some old crimes and old stuff, like there was nutty shit happening a long time ago. It's just you had to go through newspapers, small town word of mouth and stuff. But I do blame a lot of things like synthetics and bath salts and these messed up manufactured drugs for contributing to the craziness.
Yeah, I think it's a combination of all now, But yeah, I mean, you got the Ted Bundys, you got the Jeffrey Dahmers. I mean, crazy shit has gone down plenty before, and way before those guys. Go back to the late 1800s with Albert Fish and those crazy ass. I don't even know, what you call them, serial killers or whatever. But I mean, that dude was demented. And that was way back in the day. And then, then you go back, medieval times and all that. I mean, they throw your ass up on a spike,
Impale.
Yeah. I mean, crazy's been here forever. And I don't think it's ever going away. It's just never going away.
Plus, criminals don't follow the law. And what I always say about, like, when they say, we need to take all the guns, just throw them in a big pile and melt them down. Okay, we could do all that, rust them out, blah, blah, blah. Tomorrow, they'll all be back because you can 3D print. Don't ask me how I know. But, just make, 3D print your lowers or your uppers and, gotta have a serial number on it. The criminals will still get them in here. Like, criminals don't follow the rules. That's why they're criminals. You can't get rid of every gun in the world. They're still going to come in. It's impossible.
Yeah.
People will just get more creative. There's still bombs and stuff that can be made. I mean,
and then you got countries like Australia that have outlawed guns, banned guns, and well, look what the hell's happening there now.
What is it, like New York or something? Like one of the states that has like the no gun law has like one of the highest murder, like gun freaking crimes.
Chicago. Look at Chicago. How many people die in Chicago every day? Not just like every month, but every day. It's crazy.
And then San Francisco says, oh, well, we're just going to have the honor system with our criminals. And how about we pay you guys if you don't shoot each other?
Yeah. There's the answer.
Mm-hmm. We'll pay you guys if you guys just don't, shoot each other.
Yeah. Let's go down here and get our free money.
Let's Pelosi's and our free pot and our free place to juice up whatever's called heroin, because I did like the needle disposal things every so often, because it sucks being out there seeing needles in the sidewalk, dogs and kids, But then it's like, okay, so now we're going to give them a place to go inside and get high. And guess what? On lockdown, we gave them the drugs they needed so they would stay content. So, yay for that. Instead of getting anybody any help, like putting up another clinic or something. And New York is trying to do that.
Yeah.
Give them a place to get high.
I mean, I've seen all kinds of crap, on the streets, sidewalks, and everywhere. But the two things that stick out in my mind the most are in the Bahamas and in Costa Rica. I'm like, okay, Costa Rica. I'm in this third world country. It's beautiful here. I'm walking down the beach. Doink. I look down. There's a freaking needle sticking out of my big toe. I'm like, oh, great. That just put like 3 million thoughts in my head of panic.
Ooh, Royal took a nap tonight about 9 p.m. and he says he actually astral projected for the first time in a while. I went to my old neighborhood in New York that I grew up in. That is really cool.
Yeah. I had this crazy dream sometime early this morning. And it was, I don't know, I woke up like panicking for no reason. There was a reason, but it was like a ridiculous reason. I used to travel all around the country. I went to France. I went to everywhere. Believe it or not, flying kites. And I would enter all these like sport kite contests and everything. Sounds crazy, but hey, I had a free trip to France as one of 4 people to represent the United States in the World Freestyle Flying Championships. All expenses paid. So, hey, flying kites was cool. Anyway.
That's sick. You went to France?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And, yeah, it was, I had this dream last night just out of nowhere. I mean, I still have a ton of kites. I haven't been out flying kites in like a year or more. And I had this dream last night. I was at this big kite event. It was like this world championship thing or something. And I was under the tent, like we were running everything from. I was just, doing whatever I did, helping out. And I left my flip-flops there. And I came home. I flew home on a plane barefooted because I left my flip-flops there. It's like, where's my flip-flops? My only freaking pair of shoes. And I woke up this morning like freaking out. Like I had to go find my flip-flops. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm going crazy. My flip-flops are laying there. I was like, okay, I don't gotta panic. My shoes are right there. It's weird. Weird what your mind can do when you're asleep.
Yeah.
All right, this next one. Let's see here. I talked about this in that, missing people little videos I was doing. I don't know, I think a couple of weeks ago. And has the location of MH370 finally been found? What is MH370? That is that plane that just disappeared and no trace of it was found. Let's see. Where the hell is the article? A British engineer believes, this is his theory anyways, it hasn't been proven. A British engineer believes that he has pinpointed the precise whereabouts of the missing airliner. Flight 370. Exactly what happened to Malaysian Airlines Flight 370 after it took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport on March 8, 2014 still remains one of the most enduring mysteries in aviation history. Numerous theories have arisen over the years. However, it seems increasingly likely that the plane did not befall an accident, but was instead flown intentionally to its doom by its pilot for reasons unknown. Locating the wreckage, however, has proven almost impossible, with extensive efforts conducted over several years failing to locate the whereabouts of the plane. If you ever watched, what was that show called? Oh, man, brain fart. I'll think of it in a minute. Now, though, British aeronautical engineer Richard Godfrey believes that he's been able to pinpoint the final resting place of MH370 to a part of the Indian Ocean 2,000 kilometers west of Perth, Australia. To find it, he combined databases from several different sources. No one had the idea before to combine Inmarsat satellite data with Boeing performance data with oceanographic floating debris drift data with WSPR net data, he said. That's all confusing to me. We'll be able to give close closure to the next of kin and answers to the flying public and aviation industry on exactly what happened with Flight 370 and how we can prevent it in the future. Godfrey's findings indicate that the wreck lies up below 4,000 feet down in a specific area covering 40 nautical miles, which is a far smaller radius than any previous search has covered. The wreckage could be behind a cliff or in a canyon on the ocean floor, he said, and you need maybe 3 or 4 passes before you start to pick up things. Actually getting out there to look, however, is proving to be the challenge. The funding of the new search will now be the issue, he said. Realistically, we want to be in the southern ocean in the southern summer, which is about now. So quite when the search will be, it may start again in 12 months because you can't get the assets together on the site in this short period of time. It'll be interesting to see what, if anything, he uncovers at this location when the search finally does go ahead. Who knows? Perhaps he can really put the mystery of Flight 370 to bed once and for all. I don't know. You know, when it happened, people were thinking it was shot down. You know, like all kinds of theories have, you know, run around about what happened to this Malaysian flight. What really did happen, still nobody knows. This guy thinks he can figure it out. I don't know. That show I was talking about, Manifest, that's what it reminds me of. You know, are these people going to show up one day and just, you know, they've been gone 10 years or something and they show up? That'd be a trip. Malaysian Flight 370 just landed at Jack's International Airport. What's up, Debbie? Did you have a good birthday celebration the other day?
I'm having to get my comments in 3 different places.
Yeah, mine are kind of freaking out too here.
I don't even see Debbie. I said hi to her though. I see Ulrich.
Suicide pilot. Yeah, man, that's hella bad mojo. Like to just, I can see a pilot just saying, screw it, I just want to end it all. But to take a whole, you know, giant jet full of 270 people or something down with you, man, that's just, what an asshole. Sorry, but you know, that's a lot of innocent people that, you know, if you want to end it, just go jump off the freaking bridge or the cliff or something. Don't
drag other people into
300 people with you, you know. It's like, if I'm going out, everybody's going out. They're going to remember me. Wow.
So this is something that I've thought about, and I thought about it because, do you remember that doctor that got away with murder because the DNA, he had the fake, he put the silicone over his arm with the little tube and vial of blood. Yeah. So when they would draw his blood, it wasn't his blood. Well, this gentleman, an Italian dentist, presents a fake arm for vaccine to get his pass. A dentist in Italy faces possible criminal charges after trying to receive a coronavirus vaccine in a fake arm made of silicone. A nurse in the northern city said she could tell right away that something was off when a man presented the phony limb for a shot on Thursday. When I uncovered the arm, I felt skin that was cold and gummy, and the color was too light. She said she initially thought the 57-year-old man was an amputee and had mistakenly offered the wrong arm. She lifted his shirt and saw a silicone arm. I understood immediately that the man was trying to avoid the vaccination by using a silicone prosthetic, into which he'd hoped I would inject the drug, unaware. The nurse said the man acknowledged he did not want a vaccine but to obtain a super health pass, which from Monday will be required to enter restaurants, cinemas, theaters, and other venues in Italy. He already had been suspended from work because of his refusal to get vaccinated, which Italy requires for medical personnel. The nurse said the man was courteous and left the vaccination center after the failed attempt. We stopped, reflected, we understood this wasn't just a surreal situation, but a real attempt at fraud. She and others at the vac site turned the paperwork over to superiors so they could report the case, which was given to prosecutors. While Italy's vac rate is relatively high at 85% of the current eligible population, ages 12 and over, people in the age range from 30 to 59 have proven the most resistant to vaccinations. I'm not reading fake stats. So, yeah, he tried to give a prosthetic arm.
Yeah.
I can't say I really blame the man
Yeah. Papa
for
Cramp nailed it.
wanting to go and do things, but I could,
Criminal charges for having a criminal forced upon him. Are we living in a Twilight Zone? Yeah, dude, I think we are. We're here. I can hear Rod Sterling in my ear right now. Hey, at least it wasn't his dead grandmother's arm that he brought. Maybe he would have had more luck with that. I don't know.
Yowzers.
Man. I say it every time. It's a weird world we're living in. It's just getting weirder. That's one thing I can say about Florida is, some people don't like our governor, but hey, he just doesn't put up with that shit. That smash and grab shit y'all got going on in California. Nope, that don't happen here in Florida.
I know. I like your dude.
Yeah. He's just flat out said, we are not putting up with your bullshit, pretty much is what he says. And he kind of sticks by it.
Look at who we got dealing with it out here. I mean, it's Pelosi and,
Yeah.
So we don't got the best people up for bat for us out here in California.
Yeah, I just don't see, I don't see a good outcome of that, I mean, I've always been like, anti-establishment, buck the rules, but I mean, come on. You got to have some kind of rules. You got to have some kind of, laws and you got to have some kind of reactions to actions. Consequences. Yeah. I mean, it's like, kids in school nowadays, they just get away with any and everything. And, no consequences. I mean, when I was a kid in school, if you threw a punch at a teacher, you got your ass torn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
You still got that picture up.
It was consequences that you had to pay. And some people stepped out of line, and they were quickly brought to reality. Nowadays, there's no consequences. There's no reality. It's just a freaking free for all.
Definitely.
So this one, speaking of free for alls, speaking of Florida, I always try to get something about Florida in here, and this one, it's not Florida man. It's sort of is, kinda. It's Florida town, and let me see if I can get the picture up. That might help. I just there's some strange places in Florida. I love Florida. It's where I've always lived. It's hotter than hell. It's a freaking swamp. It's a sandbar and a swamp. You know, that's basically what it is. The heat and humidity get to people sometimes. Maybe that's why we're crazy here. But at the same time, I still love it. And this in Gibsonton, Florida, it is a little town where it's pretty much all circus sideshow performers. That's where they all flock to, is Gibsonton, Florida. And a little article that goes along with it. An unincorporated census designated place in Florida's Hillsborough County is that is the only home to about 8,000 people. Gibsonton is known as a sideshow wintering town, or a place where many circus performers and sideshow operators spend the off months when not touring the United States. Gibsonton was once home to Priscilla, the Monkey Girl, an anatomical wonder, and Grady Stiles, the Lobster Boy. You know, everybody's seen like these sideshow,
Oh,
Boy and
I
all that.
watched them on the ID channel. His dad died.
Yep.
He could shoot with his claw.
Yep. The Siamese twin sisters ran a fruit stand in the town, and at one point, Gibsonton was home to the only post office in the country with a counter short enough for dwarves to use. But why do all these people flock here? Aside from the agreeable winter climate, Gibsonton offers a unique circus zoning law that allowed residents to keep things such as elephants, circus trailers, and other show paraphernalia on their front lawns. This town is still used by circus members over the winter months, but outsiders are not welcome. This is not often welcome. The sideshow workers and circus talent find that many come to gawk and stare, and they have not taken kindly to that behavior. The town received so much attention, both because it was written about in newspapers and magazines, but it was also become a popular go-to in other forms of media. Dean Kuntz's book, Twilight Eyes, featured a character who sought refuge here in a 1995 episode of The X-Files. It was even set here, though it was filmed in Vancouver. The town served as an inspiration for Kaleidoscope, a novel by Daryl Wimberly. So yeah, Gibsonton, Florida. That's that's Florida man for this week. Is a whole town of during the winter time, circus and sideshow people, freaks, whatever you want to call them. You know, I think it'd be cool to go down and buy some citrus from the Siamese twin girls. Hell, I'd be going down there all the time. Go hang out with a lobster boy. See elephants on people's front lawn. I mean, who doesn't want an elephant on their front lawn? Imagine the dumps you'd have to clean up, though. Wow. Better take a snow shovel. But yeah, speaking of crazy Florida, there you go. There you have it. So come on down to Florida. Go to Gibsonton.
I was trying to remember the name of it. It's like the traveling sideshow. You know, Swami B.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Blue Monkey Sideshow. He used to travel with the Blue Monkey Sideshow, and he would walk on like fire and glass and do all this crazy stuff.
Yep.
And that's how Jacoby knew of him, and Jacoby was a big fan of him, and then him of him, and they became friends. But the sideshow's pretty funny.
Yeah. There was one that came around here. I've been to a couple of them. I actually have a friend that worked in it, and she's a sword swallower.
Oh, good God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, good God.
I went over to her house one day, and I'm like, "Is that shit real?" And she was like,
Yes, it's so real.
Oh yeah, she pulled out a sword and was like, zoop. I was like, holy crap.
I can't watch it because it freaks me out.
She could stick all kinds of things
I
down.
bet she could.
It was amazing.
Oh, Rob. Hopefully she didn't forget something in there first.
Yeah.
You end up with like a tongue, those split tongues that go.
Plastic flamingo, you know?
With the hook?
The feet and everything, yeah.
No, oh.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
And you know, I was like that pain in the ass guy that would always like, you know, every time
Can
I
you
went
suck
to
this
her
in your throat?
house, can you
Can
do
you
that
stick
again?
this?
It was just crazy, like seeing it, like, you know, a
Come
foot.
over with the duffel bag.
Yeah. I'm like, how did you do that? Yeah, man, it wasn't fake. It wasn't like the sword, you know, where the blade went to the handle. No, it was real.
No, they're real, and that's what freaks me out so much is because they're double-sided, like razor swords.
Yeah. She could also do the thing with the big long nails. She could put
Oh,
them in
hell
the-
no, 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 no. Good freaking God, no.
Yeah. But yeah, it was the Hell's a Poppin' sideshow. I
I
actually did
can't
a
handle
video.
that stuff.
Yeah, there's a video on my YouTube channel of it, like a little 5-minute video. One night I was there. It was pretty crazy. All those people, man, and they were a trip.
So I was going to do crime scene cleanup and all that. I can handle all that. I can't handle watching someone shove a sword down their esophagus
And it
or
wasn't even,
nails into their nose brain.
there was no shoving involved. She would just open her mouth and it would
Slide
just,
it down. Oh,
it would
God,
just
like a
fall
sheep.
in. It would just fall right in. Like, wow.
Oh, God.
It was awesome to watch, though. You know,
I can't watch.
that's just my weird brain. She was like,
Yeah.
oh, again, seriously? How many times have you seen that?
You're just sitting there like, I'd be like, okay, so one way not to get snakes out of your house.
Yeah.
Okay. A homeowner tries to smoke out snakes, not puff puff pass, but smoke the monsters out.
Smoke the spirits out.
What was Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
Gonna smoke. Was it monsters? Smoke the monsters out. I don't remember. This guy burned his house down doing it.
Yeah, I was going to say, when you smoke snakes out of your house,
The
This is
smoke,
what
there's fire.
this is what your house looks like afterwards.
A Maryland home was accidentally burned to the ground by an owner trying to get rid of us. And you know, when people say it, don't take it literal. Like, oh, I can't get rid of all this. I'm just going to light a match. Like, you don't take it literal. Accidentally burned to the ground by an owner trying to get rid of a snake infestation, officials said. The homeowner in Poolsdale, a town of 25 miles. Of course, the article got cut over because it had an extra ad on the screenshot. Outside Washington, was attempting to use smoke to purge the snakes from the house. In the process, the homeowner caught the house on fire, causing $1 million in damage. The fire broke out around 10. Firefighters came. Pringer said the fire caused by 75 firefighters were called to put out the blaze, and my computer just crashed. Got the blue screen. Just got the blue screen. He said the fire caused by placing coals too close to combustible material was accidental and that no people were hurt. But he said the well-being of the snakes is undetermined. Okay, were there really snakes? Was there
Really.
a what's it called?
Is there a meth lab in the bathroom?
No, what's it called when insurance? Was there insurance on this house? Did they owe on this house? Were they trying to sell the house? Why would you do it next to combustible stuff and smoke? Why didn't you get an exterminate? Like, come on, accidental?
Yeah.
What do you think? Accidental?
I don't know,
or a little bit sus?
Yeah, it's a little bit sus, and it could be accidental because people are
That's
fucking
stupid.
nuts. People are crazy. Nothing surprises me anymore.
See that other picture too with it in blazes, or did I send you? Oh, that's one I sent you. I meant to send you this one, but
Yeah, I mean, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, Sherry, that's the show.
I have to wait for my computer to come back on before I can see comments again. And then I still have one more quick article. I don't know if you still have another one.
Nope, I'm officially out.
Okay. Well, I have this quick one, which is funny because I have to use the restroom. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson explains why he pees in water bottles during his workouts.
Okay, I haven't read this, so I'm interested now.
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is known, among other things, for his intensity in the gym. The actor is so serious about his workout time. In fact, he refuses to waste time on bathroom breaks while in his iron paradise, preferring to repurpose. Wait. He refuses to waste time on bathroom breaks while in his, says, quote, iron paradise. Oh, I guess that's his gym room.
Yeah.
Preferring to repurpose empty water bottles, as he explained in a new interview. People have been peeing in water bottles forever. It's not repurposing them. Johnson, 49, opened up about the unusual gym habit he first revealed incidentally during an Instagram video in 2017 in which a water bottle full of transparent yellow liquid is clearly visible at one point. I just realized all you just saw my big bottle of pee, Johnson said in his video. Look, I go hardcore when I train. I don't have time to go to the bathroom. I find a bottle, I pee in it, and I keep training like a beast. Speaking to Esquire, he clarified he was indeed being 100% serious about relieving himself into the water bottles so he can pump metal more efficiently. Well, yeah, the headline is actually true. I do pee in my water bottles, Johnson said. But let me give context to that because everyone's leaning in now to what this means. Johnson wants people to know he is careful to keep the bottle he pees in and the bottles he drinks out of separate. It's not a water bottle that I've actually purchased solely for water that you wash and you clean when you're done using it, he explained. These are just bottles that I'm no longer using. Elaborating on his rationale here, Johnson said, how many questions do they ask? Like, dude pisses in the bottle so he can keep going. They're like, please, keep going, enlighten us. He says he drinks a lot of water while exercising, and his gyms are hardcore operations equipped with weights and machines, but no restrooms. I usually stay they don't have bathrooms? I usually stay pretty. Wait. Reread that.
What?
His gyms are hardcore operations equipped with weights and machines, but no restrooms. I thought they had like showers and stuff. Anyways, I usually stay pretty hydrated. I need to go to the bathroom a lot. Not a lot, but probably a couple times during every workout. I have to go to the bathroom. So I break out the bottle, Johnson said. Usually the gyms I work out don't have a bathroom because they're in the iron paradise and there's no bathrooms there. It's just hot, sweaty, and dirty. Johnson has long dubbed his impressive at-home and on-the-road gym setups his iron paradise. Okay. We can't deny it's always a good idea to stay well hydrated while exercising, especially when You're pushing yourself pretty hard like Johnson. And then they go on to talk about why you need to stay hydrated and all this other stuff. But anyway, yes, he pees in his water bottles.
Hmm.
And no, I don't think that's very weird because, like, Jeff, for instance, be very careful about any Gatorade bottles you might find rolling around back there.
Yeah.
Poor guy has to travel up and down California so often, get from one job to the next, that he would pee in his Gatorade bottles. I would go to clean out the car and I'd be like, oh God, you left your piss bottles in here.
Is this apple flavored Gatorade? What is this?
Oh, good God.
Is this that new tea flavor?
Any Gatorade that was not like blue, red, and sealed up, like no lemon lime.
Yeah. Oh.
We'd be driving. I'd be like, I gotta stop. He hand me a Gatorade bottle. I'm like, what am I gonna do with that?
Yeah, exactly, Roy. You know you're too famous when people care if you piss in a bottle. Exactly.
And they want the deets.
Yeah. It's like, really? What? I mean, why?
You mean you're human? You take a piss?
Really?
And what's your favorite bottle that you piss in? And how often do you have to piss?
I mean, I'm sure, it's Dwayne Johnson. He probably has his own, it's not like he's working out, at the World Gym, he's probably got his own gym. He's probably the only one in there, but I'm just in my brain, I'm imagining, like, oh, we're at Planet Fitness. There's Dwayne Johnson over there. He's working out. Now he's pissing in a bottle right in front of everybody. That's what I see in my head,
Now, could he market the bottles like Dwayne Rock Johnson's portable piss bottle bathroom?
Used water.
Reclaimed water.
Reclaimed water.
Repurposed, reclaimed.
Available now on eBay.
I mean, basically, it's a water bottle with like his face on it, I guess. Drink the water, and then you have your bathroom.
There was a woman that drank hers. Wow.
I can't get back into I'm still trying to get in the computer.
What was that movie, Waterworld? Who was that? Kevin Costner? Where he was out on that little rafty boat thing he made that survived. He was like recycling his piss and drinking it. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Yeah.
I hope I never come to that point.
I have these straws. They're filter straws. They're for emergencies. I have it in my bug out. But
Yep.
we still have dude's face up, looking at me, smiling.
He's smiling, going, "Yep, I piss in my bottle."
He's
What about
pissing in a bottle right now. And they're like these yellow straws that are filtered, and you can like stick it in the gutter and drink. It'll filter anything out. It's supposed to be able to filter piss out, but I've got the different things in the bag for heating and filtering pee if it came down to that.
Yeah. It's like
Remember Bear Grylls?
Yeah. It's like it's possible, but are you just itching to go out there and try it? Yeah.
Lady Gaga made perfume out of her pee.
Yeah.
Oh no, what happened was Lady Gaga was interviewing on Watch What Happens Live on Bravo, and she was in a little green room, and she had to use the bathroom when she was changing. Well, I guess she had peed in the garbage can, and after she was gone and everything, they seen in the garbage can there was Lady Gaga's pee. They're like, what do we do with it? They found a company that would turn pee into perfume. They filtered all the pee out and made perfume with it. And so if you watch What Happens Live, there's like a squirt, one of those old-fashioned perfume bottles. But it's got Lady Gaga's pee perfume. And everybody said it's interesting to have smelled it.
Wow. I'm wearing Lady Gaga's piss. I'm going to pass.
Yeah.
But then again, there is Gwyneth Paltrow vagina scented candle.
I know. I know. And I have heard so many people fighting about these. And like one guy had to deliver to the sperm bank, and his friend made him like a package of stuff, some magazines, some lube, and the vagina candle. And he's like, but I want that candle back after. I'm thinking, what does a I'm very curious on what the candle smells like.
Yeah. I'd probably smell it if there was one in front of me. Did I just say that out loud? What does it smell like? Does it smell like, flowers or like a can of tuna?
Like, does it actually smell like vagina?
I don't know. Intriguing minds want to know. Or
I mean,
maybe,
there's
maybe,
clean vagina smell.
yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Every woman knows that.
Smells like rotten fish. Oh, damn. Yeah, I mean, it puts a weird mental picture in your head. Yep.
And what's the candle shaped like? A candle?
I don't know.
And how did they? Okay, so you get like essential oils and things to make other candles. Where do they get the fragrance and the lab to actually, like when you go make your perfume, there's just tables and tables and rows of test tubes of smells that you mix and do this and do that. Like Cody is a big one. So I guess if it was Gwyneth, they would have used her perhaps as the sample.
Maybe. I mean, if you're gonna have your name on it for your, Gwyneth Paltrow vagina scented candle, I can't see having somebody else's.
And then what ingredients actually makes the vagina smell?
I don't know. That opens up a whole new box of worms. Ooh, that didn't sound good when you mix that with vaginas. I don't. Maybe it smells like a pussy willow. I don't know. Don said catnip. Meow.
How were Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina candles made?
This will be interesting.
Why is Paltrow selling a candle that smells like her vagina?
Is it like, fresh out of the shower smell?
True.
Or is it like driving in a truck for 14 hours and then running 5 miles?
Truly, has any vagina ever been as fruitful as Gwyneth Paltrow's? It has birthed discussions of vaginal steaming, vaginal jade eggs. Oh yeah, I forgot the eggs. $15,000 dildos, something called sex dust, and a photo of Gwyneth standing in a giant vagina to advertise some Netflix documentary. So she no longer, because Gwyneth no longer just has her head up her vagina, she has crawled all the way inside. I'm torn between suggesting it's a very advanced yoga position. Okay, so move. She made a candle. This smells like my vagina because, well, of course she has. It's priced at a bargain, elf, or whatever, 58 pounds, I guess, which was how much the sex dust cost, which makes this person think she's underpricing her vagina. Yes, her vagina's been good to us. So they're talking about all the vagina things she's done, but
Oh, yeah.
okay, what does her vagina smell like? According to the candle, it's a funny, gorgeous, sexy, and beautifully unexpected scent. A mix of geranium, citrusy bergamot, and cedar, absolutes juxtaposed with damask rose and amberette seed, to which one can only say, boy, Gwyneth sure does spend a lot of time up there to have picked up on all that. I've read the entire wine menus with fewer descriptive references.
You say that's one exotic smelling vagina.
But we must tread carefully here because Gwyneth does not like people questioning her vagina.
Dude, if you're gonna make a candle out of it, people are gonna question it. That you should just like throw that out on the table like from day one. You're surprised people are gonna talk about it? What the hell's wrong with you?
And is that really what her vagina? I mean, that smells like a lot of summer's eve. Like, is that really what her vagina smells like? Only some people can confirm.
I think it's like the Pepsi challenge. You should
Brad Pitt can confirm the
yeah,
Pepsi challenge.
come out and smell the candle.
You close your eyes. You're like,
Yeah.
this one's Gwyneth.
Mm-hmm. This one's cold. This one's warm.
This one's steamy.
This one's steaming. Exactly. Sweaty, wrinkly, dragging ball sack candle.
So light that candle, breathe deep, and accept the facts. This is Gwyneth's vagina, and the rest of us just live in it.
Yeah. I'm sure she's sold tons of them. Hell, I might even buy one, if it was I walked in and saw it, just to have it on the shelf for a conversation piece. Hey, I got Gwyneth Paltrow's vagina up there.
Yeah.
Just hanging
vagina
out.
Candle.
Vagina on a shelf.
It'd be better if they did actually mold her vagina and then sent it.
Yeah. I don't know. Beats Elf on a shelf, I suppose. Elf balls smelling candle on a shelf. Wow.
What is up with all the swollen balls stuff I've been seeing? Like, who was it? Like Kim Kardashian or some star was talking about some a side effect of somehow swollen balls, and then all of a sudden, all these political cartoons, I started seeing like swollen balls, and like, what's up with the swollen balls?
I've missed the whole swollen ball thing, but it doesn't sound nice.
Yeah, no. One of the cartoons even it said Everlast, and I had two big balls hanging while they're like punching in. I'm like, what is up with the swollen balls I'm seeing everywhere?
Wow. As long as I don't look down and see my own swollen balls, I'm okay. But ugh.
I think I'm back on.
I have seen some swollen balls, though, I will admit, and it wasn't a pretty sight. Remember my friend I was telling you about the other day?
Yes.
Yeah. That was a sight to see. And way back in the day, when I lived on a skateboard, we were skating a half pipe, and my friend Tom, he was a deaf guy. He was a hell of a good skater, though. But he ate it on the ramp, and you always slide it out. You're supposed to go on your knees and slide it, when you fall. Well, he slid down the half pipe, and there was a nail sticking out. He didn't slide on his knees. He slid on his, sitting down, and the nail caught him right in the
It
nads.
ripped him in the nuts.
Yeah. It was like a horror show at the skate ramp that day. And it was even more of a horror show when we went to the hospital to see him, and he pulled the blanket back, and his nuts were like as big as grapefruits, and they were black. Wow.
No.
I never want to see again.
How'd they turn black?
I don't know. It was like I say, it was a horror show. It was a
But why? Because of
horror show.
Trauma?
Yeah. It just bruised and it was gnarly. And they had to sew his nuts back together. So yeah, they were swollen up, and yeah, it was wow.
Do you have to get a tetanus shot?
Oh yeah. Yeah, speaking of tetanus shots, I didn't get it in the nuts. Man, Weird Wednesday has just like gone downhill tonight, hadn't it? I was climbing in my old shop when I first started making surfboards. My shop was in my parents' garage, and I got locked out one day. So I decided, well, I'm going to climb in the window. So I was climbing in the window, and it was this old raggedy garage, and I'm climbing in the window, and there was a nail that was in the windowsill that was bent over, and it didn't get me in the nuts, thank God, but it got me in the leg, like inches away from my nuts, and it went in one side of my leg and out the other. So I was pinned in the windowsill by a nail through my leg.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, and I was stuck, and I was like freaking out because I couldn't move. And luckily my girlfriend was there, and I was yelling for her, and she came around the building and saw me, and she's like, "What are you doing?" Like, there's a nail through my leg. At first I thought like it went through my nuts and my leg, but luckily it was just my leg.
Because your leg was all numb, huh?
Yeah, that resulted in a trip to the emergency room with a nice tetanus shot, and had to explain that one. And even the nurse was like, "Well, you are lucky." I'm like, "Yes, I am."
Yeah, gotta tell me twice.
Yeah, talk about adrenaline and fear. You look at
Damn.
see that.
I stepped on a nail one time. The nail went up into I had like Vans on, through like my shoe into it, went between my toes and came out the top of my shoe. So like my foot was stuck down. Luckily that nail went between my toes though.
Yeah,
It was hard to get my shoe off. I
yeah,
think I just like pulled my foot out and then did something, but I was like, oh shit.
yeah. I just found a picture yesterday. I was going through a bunch of pictures and stuff. There's like thousands and thousands on my hard drive, and I remember when I worked at the kite shop one day, first thing in the morning, I'd have all these repairs to do, and there are these graphite. A lot of the kite rods were graphite rods, and they're broken and they're splintery and all that. And I was like, first thing, like I'd been at work for like 10 minutes, and I'm on the workbench. I got a pile of repairs to do. The very first one I pick up, I go to pull this graphite carbon rod out, and my hand slipped, and one of the graphite splinters went through my thumb and out the middle of my thumbnail. And that was being at work for like 10 minutes. And I was like, "Hey, I got a problem. We got a bleeder." And Daryl, the owner, came over, and he was like, "Oh my God," he's freaking out. It's like, "What do you want me to do?" I'm like, "I don't know, man." I handed him a pair of pliers, and I held my thumb down on the bench. I'm like, "Just friggin' yank it out."
Shit.
But yeah, I found a picture of it. Me holding my thumb up with this piece of carbon through my thumb and through my fingernail. It didn't feel good. I don't recommend it for anyone.
I was gonna do the astrology, but I forgot to send myself the actual slips I was gonna read off of.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do it now, but I did attach it to the posts for the show, so y'all can just take a look at the slideshow.
There you go.
Yeah. I went through all that to get done and then just completely forgot to send myself
Yeah.
the pieces.
Well, we're almost to the end of the show talking about crazy stuff all night.
Yeah.
Pissing in bottles, vagina
And
can.
I got a piece of head right now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I don't know anything else that's been going on crazy around town. I've been too busy to notice, but it's they do the Nights of Lights here, which the whole downtown, I think I said that last week, whole downtown's lit up with all these tiny little, shimmering lights. It's pretty cool looking. They advertise it. People come from all over the world to see these freaking Christmas lights. And like today, like, St. Augustine, it's a little town. Today at 2:00 on a Wednesday, I was sitting in standstill traffic on US 1. Just thinking, what the hell? Does anybody work anymore? What is going on? Our town has no infrastructure to handle all the people that are in it right now.
They want to add more.
Yeah, they're building like 5,000 new homes here.
Selling our water out here, putting water restrictions on one side of the street, the other side of the street. Certain days, can't water on like Sunday, but 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And all the water we had, like in our dams and all that, sold it.
Great.
And they're building more.
Oh, yeah, of course. Jam it in. That's what she said. Did I ever see anything strange in the lighthouse? Yeah, man, I've seen lots of stuff. There's some videos on my YouTube channel from the lighthouse doing ghost box sessions and all that. And I don't know if I can pull this one up real quick or not. Who knows? Oh, is this actually it? No, that's not it. Yeah, I've seen some crazy stuff at the lighthouse. I mean, the one, I've got a lot of weird stuff. Just, ghost box sessions and stuff like that. But I've actually seen weird stuff there and heard weird stuff. What I was looking for, I got it on video. And is this it? Oh, this actually might be it. I hope it's it. We'll see here in just a second. It says it's loading. But yeah, I've seen some weird stuff. I have one video on there where I was in the parking lot at like 3 a.m. or so, just doing a ghost box. I was using the SB7 or something. And I saw this, the ghost bear thing. Man, it freaked me out. I usually don't get freaked out. That one, it got real weird. It's something about being at the lighthouse too. Around that 3:00 in the morning hour, the vibe changes at that place. It's pretty strange. It goes from, I don't know, like for some reason about 3 a.m, it goes from calm, fun, just spirits and stuff like that to it gets a little darker, like at 3 a.m. It's not just me that says that. Yeah, this thing's not loading. It says it's loading, but it's not. I was going to play it real quick. But no. Why would it work when I wanted it to? Nope, that's not it.
It's Murphy's Law.
Yeah, Murphy's a douche.
Canoe.
Yeah, Debbie, the night I was ghost boxing and the cop showed up. I was doing a Facebook Live. I was like, oh, this will be interesting. The cops just got here. I need to go do that again. It's been a while since I've been over there. Be cool to go do a live. I wanted to do, this show, like do a live thing from there.
Yeah, we talked about that a few times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a cool place. There's a lot of, St. Augustine, down there where Debbie lives, there's a ton of places that are haunted. This part of Florida has lots of history, but the lighthouse, I would absolutely, definitely say it's haunted. And not just the lighthouse, it's the grounds around it too. there's a pet cemetery there that not many people know about, but it's right out kind of in the open if you know where to look, and it's weird. And yeah, it's weird. There's headstones, there's markers and stuff, and it's all pets. It's a pet cemetery, just like the movie.
We got some of those out in Coma in San Francisco.
Just don't want to see church hanging out there when I go there.
The one in San Francisco is by Golden Gate Park, and it's supposed to be haunted.
Yeah.
We went and looked at it, I think, with Glennie.
Yeah.
I saw all that footage. I haven't even gone through. I feel so bad from like 2 years of trips.
Yeah, when Ghost Hunters did that and they caught the cool shadow up there, that even though it's a TV show and everybody's it's all scripted, that happened. I've seen stuff like that in there too. And I was at a lighthouse, when Grant was here, and I sat there talking to him, about all the places he'd been. I said, well, what do you think about the St. Augustine Lighthouse? And he's like, it's definitely haunted. There's no question in my mind. This place is haunted. It's legit. It's the real deal. It's like I've been to, hundreds and hundreds of places, and this place holds something very strange. Yeah, on TV, especially. What is it? Zach? I can't even remember the name of the show. But yeah, they're like all looking for ghosts. They're hunting for ghosts. And when they see one, they run. It's like,
exactly.
why? That's like defeats the purpose of it, man.
Jesus, I try to watch. I stopped watching a long time ago again, a couple of years. And they had one on the other day. It was a quarantine one when they're going to open the box again.
Oh yeah.
So he's like, trying to summon, like they're recreating this machine he has in there that this lady was using to like go through dimensions, and they're trying to get these demons to come out. And then he's like, commit, and then all of a sudden he hears a noise. He's like, squeals and goes running. It's like, oh, you haven't changed, man.
Yeah.
Not only that, but I was like having a little bit of respect after a while, because I thought, okay, he's gone through his phase.
Yeah.
Made fun of, he got to a certain level, did his stuff in his day. But watching that again, I'm afraid, I feel like he might be doing some of his old things again.
Yeah.
And that kind of made me sad to see.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It would be hard to, make a ghost show, because, ghost hunting, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's not like on command. It's not going to happen every time.
And that's why production gets behind it, and they're like, something has to happen every time.
Yeah. It's like fishing. Sometimes you go out and you catch fish, and other times you just spend time fishing and you don't catch a damn thing.
Real investigators, no, that's not how it works.
Yeah. 9 out of 10 times it can be like extremely boring. You're up at, all hours of the morning, and you're like
lugging equipment around.
What am I doing here?
Trying to get Wi-Fi to work.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't ever run, but there has been a couple of occasions that really freaked me out. One time I did run. I've talked about that because I just had the overwhelming feeling of, if I didn't run, something really bad was going to happen. And I listened to my gut instinct. But, and the other time was at the lighthouse there when I saw that weird, ghost bear, whatever the hell it was. And then after that, I started seeing shadow figures everywhere, and I couldn't tell if I was actually seeing them or if my mind was just playing tricks on me. But I was like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, cool. It's after 2 a.m. in the morning for me. So we're going to call it a night here. And you guys take care. Have a great rest of the week. God, man, Christmas is going to be here like before you know it. I know. And then it's going to be 2022. George Jetson.
I took my headphones out. But did I tell you what I got my mom? Did I show you?
I don't think so.
I'll send it to you. It's pretty.
Cool. Well, all right. You'll have a good week. We'll see you probably Sunday. I don't know. Did we ever figure out what we're doing on Sunday on Paranormal?
Don't know.
Don't know.
We're doing Ghost Box. We're trying to get a guest.
Yeah. Apparently, the one of the guests had a unfortunate incident happen and had to cancel. So we'll either have a guest on Paranormal Soup or it's going to be an ITC night. What do
We
you got?
need to have a show sometime too, where we can, if there's certain people that know they might want to pop on with us, we can, because we don't want to make it public, but like say Royal, Zach, whoever is Ariana and Debbie, whoever wants to.
Yeah.
Just make like a Weird Wednesday chat link, and then we can throw the StreamYard link in one of these nights. And then if you guys want to pop on and tell some stories or do some card readings, y'all can pull some cards. Like we can have a little paranormal party.
Paranormal powwow.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
Maybe we can do that for like a New Year's party or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be right.
I don't know what night New Year's is on, but we could just call it the New Year's show. And then all you guys, whoever wants to, can come on and party with us. Maybe pop some champs, sparkling apple juice, what have you.
There you go.
Because we like hanging out with you guys, and it's fun in chat. It'd be fun to have you guys come on and tell your stories and talk with us.
Exactly. Paranormal slumber party with guests. We don't wear pajamas.
With friends.
Well, cool. You all have a great rest of the week, and we'll probably see you Sunday for a mystery paranormal soup show. Don't know what it will be yet. Could be cool, though. Anyways, we'll see you then. Thanks for hanging out with us, as always. You guys rock. Good night. We'll catch you next time.